TN Theater caves to left, cancels classic after 34-year tradition. A Memphis, Tennessee theater will break a 34-year tradition this year because of the pathetic and opportunistic cries of social justice warriors, aka Trump haters, piercing through the United States at warp speed. The Orpheum Theater announced that it will not screen one of the greatest classics in American history, Gone with the Wind, in its summer movie series next year because of concerns about its depiction of the Old South, the Commercial Appeal reported. As an organization whose stated mission is to entertain, educate and enlighten the communities it serves, the Orpheum cannot show a film that is insensitive to a large segment of its local population, Orpheum Theater Group President Brett Patterson wrote in a statement. Which apparently means he thinks the best way to educate and enlighten is to pretend the past didn't happen. The movie had been shown at the theater for 34 years, according to the appeal, sometimes multiple times because of its iconic appeal. Patterson claimed that the decision to stop showing the movie was made before the Charlottesville riots and the subsequent brouhaha over removing Confederate statues. This is something that's been questioned every year, but the social media storm this year really brought it home, he told the appeal. This is about the Orpheum wanting to be inclusive and welcoming to all of Memphis, he said. The move follows a trend of recent acquiescence to the radical left that has consisted of removing statues and remnants of history from the public square, including a stunning move in which a Catholic school removed statues of Jesus and Mary to be more inclusive. The Veterans of Foreign Wars, VFW, branch in Strongsville, Ohio made a strong statement against NFL players who choose to kneel during the national anthem. According to Fox News, the VFW in Strongsville put up a sign stating that they will no longer televise Cleveland Browns games. The sign says, "We like our Browns, we love our flag more. Your games will no longer be shown here. God bless America." Several players for the Cleveland Browns have followed quarterback Colin Kaepernick's example. They have decided to kneel during the national anthem to protest police brutality against minorities. Last year, Kaepernick received much praise and criticism when he remained seated while the anthem played before each game. The controversy has received a significant amount of attention from the media, especially since Kaepernick has yet to be signed by an NFL team. The VFW has decided to stop televising the Browns games because they believe the players who do not stand during the anthem are disrespecting the country. Ohio Supreme Court Justice Bill O'Neal made his displeasure known on Facebook, saying that he won't attend where football players disrespect the veterans who earned them the right to be on that field. Browns linebacker Christian Kirksey spoke with Fox News saying, "Respect to all the veterans, respect to the military. We are not protesting against them. We have our reasons for doing what we did, and last night felt like the right time to do it, and that's why we did it." While the football players do not intend to disrespect veterans, the VFW in Strongsville believe that their decision to kneel during the anthem is an affront to their service. On their Facebook page, they posted, "So tonight, I asked the membership of my post, VFW 3345, what they thought of the Cleveland Browns players kneeling during the national anthem and the coaching staff backing their decision. Just as I suspected, the boos nearly tore the roof off. Effective immediately, VFW Post 3345 will no longer televise any Cleveland Browns games. We will never support any person or organization who disgraces the flag or the anthem that we fought for and so many of our brothers and sisters have died for. Until a formal apology by this organization is publicized and the utter disregard to America ceases, we, as veterans of this great country, will not stand for this. We love our Browns, but we love our flag more. God bless America and damn those who think differently. Respect our flag." The VFW has stated that they will continue their boycott unless the players issue an apology. It does not appear that an apology will forthcoming. The Browns issued the following response. "As an organization, we have a profound respect for our country's national anthem, flag and the servicemen and servicewomen in the United States and abroad. We feel it's important for our team to join in this great tradition and special moment of recognition. At the same time, we also respect the great liberties afforded by our country, including the freedom of personal expression. The football players who have chosen to protest in the same way as Colin Kaepernick have received criticism from other football players as well as former football player and civil rights activist Jim Brown. In an interview with the Post game, he said, "I'm going to give you the real deal. I'm an American. I don't desecrate my flag and my national anthem. I'm not gonna do anything against the flag and national anthem. I'm going to work within those situations. But this is my country, and I'll work out the problems, but I'll do it in an intelligent manner." Police brutality is a serious matter that must be addressed. However, there are probably better ways to draw attention to this issue. As Jim Brown said, it would have probably been better to deal with the problem in an intelligent manner. There are ways to stand against abusive police officers without disrespecting our nation. Colin Kaepernick gets bold ultimatum from Jim Brown, could spark major backlash. NFL Hall of Famer Jim Brown became the second black athlete this week to speak out against Colin Kaepernick's form of protesting. On the heels of former boxing champion George Foreman saying that the free agent football player was not patriotic, Brown offered his insight. "I want to be in his corner, and I do think, God bless him," Brown, who has been outspoken in his support of President Donald Trump, told the Post game. But Brown was not happy with how the controversial quarterback chose to protest, by kneeling for the national anthem. "I'm going to give you the real deal. I'm an American," he said. "I don't desecrate my flag and my national anthem. I'm not gonna do anything against the flag and national anthem. I'm going to work within those situations. But this is my country, and I'll work out the problems, but I'll do it in an intelligent manner." Brown indicated that Kaepernick's decision to sit out the national anthem did more to harm his cause than to help it. "Colin has to make up his mind whether he's truly an activist or he's a football player," Brown told the Post game. "Football is commercial. You have owners. You have fans. And you want to honor that if you're making that kind of money. You have to understand there's intelligence that's involved, okay? I can't be two things at once that contradict each other. If I sign for money, then the people I sign with, they have rules and regulations." What do you think about this comment below? Oregon abandons the Second Amendment. Here's what gun owners need to know now. Oregon Governor Kate Brown has signed into law a Democrat-backed bill that violates the Second Amendment by forcing gun owners to surrender their firearms. The law, known as SB 719A, enables police or private citizens to file a complaint leading to an order to surrender all firearms. In other words, it opens the door to spurious claims and witch hunts that liberals are almost guaranteed to exploit. Requires court to order respondent to surrender deadly weapons and concealed handgun license within 24 hours of service of initial order, and immediately upon service of continued or renewed order. Provides for law enforcement officer serving order to request immediate surrender of deadly weapons and concealed handgun license and authorizes law enforcement officer to take possession of surrendered items. Gov. Brown said of the law that it is the best way to ensure that a person who is at risk of harming themselves or others is identified, while still ensuring their rights are protected by a court review. Of course, that point of view entirely ignores the fact that the type of criminals who perpetrate most gun crimes aren't going to adhere to this or any other law. All SB 719A is going to do is take guns out of the hands of law-abiding citizens, and thereby increase the likelihood of violent crimes by clearing the way for gun-toting criminals. A statement by the National Rifle Association in response to this ill-advised legislation read: "By allowing a law enforcement officer, family member, or household member to seek the repo, SB 719A would allow people who are not mental health professionals, who may be mistaken, and who may only have minimal contact with the respondent to file a petition with the court and testify on the respondent's state of mind. Charlie Daniels took a stand, go after leftist who targeted Dolly Parton's Dixie Stampede. You first heard from us how a Slate.com reporter went after Dolly Parton's Dixie Stampede because it's a dinner theater that commemorates the Civil War. It's a lily white kitsch extravaganza that play-acts the Civil War but never once mentions slavery. Instead, it romanticizes the Old South, with generous portions of both corn on the cob and Southern bells festooned in Christmas lights. At its sister staging in Branson, Missouri, the original is up the road from Dollywood in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. It's put on at a venue that can only be described as resembling a plantation mansion. Also, everyone in the audience must pick a side. Yes, the left has started targeting Dolly Parton. Well, it turns out that Dolly has a few more fans than that leftists anticipated. And they came out in force, via Twitter, to blast the left's derogatory remarks about Dolly. Twitchy was on top of the Twitter war and had this. Among the Civil War monuments, statues and symbols that activists are now attempting to remove is Dolly Parton's Dixie Stampede. Charlie Daniels had strong words for the attempt at the latter. A lot of people think very highly of Dolly Parton. Charlie Daniels is a true gentleman and a patriot. The silent minority is stepping up against leftist discrimination. Whoa. Speaker Paul Ryan takes break from vacation to condemn POTUS Trump's pardon of Joe Arpaio. It's well documented that Speaker Paul Ryan was not and is still not a supporter of President Trump. During a conference call with members in October 2016 before the November election, Ryan told Republicans he was through defending the Republican nominee. The GOP House Speaker added, "I am not going to defend Donald Trump, not now, not in the future." Paul Ryan wasn't kidding. Ryan has attacked President Trump at least 3 times in the last month while on vacation. The GOP-led House of Representatives took the entire month of August off. Paul Ryan already took a couple jabs at President Trump from his vacation bunker earlier this month. Speaker Paul Ryan took another shot at President Trump this weekend. Speaker Ryan condemned President Trump for pardoning 85-year-old Joe Arpaio. House Speaker Paul Ryan on Saturday criticized President Donald Trump for pardoning a former Arizona sheriff, Joe Arpaio, becoming the highest-ranking Republican to object to the move. "The Speaker does not agree with the decision," said Ryan spokesman Doug Andres. "Law enforcement officials have a special responsibility to respect the rights of everyone in the United States. We should not allow anyone to believe that responsibility is diminished by this pardon." The White House didn't immediately respond to a request for comment about Mr. Ryan's statement. On Friday, the White House announced that the president had pardoned Mr. Arpaio, known as an immigration hardliner who had been sheriff of Maricopa County for 24 years before he lost a re-election bid last year.